When you hear the word self-care, what immediately comes to mind? Skincare? Expensive vacations? Or maybe lying around watching Netflix all day? Well, that's part of it, but not the full story. Today, I'm going to reveal why self-care is often misunderstood and what it really means that can truly improve your mental health. Our generation is often bombarded with advertisements and social media content that seem to suggest self-care has to be expensive. 20-step face mask routines, healing trips to Bali, or impulse purchase in the middle of the night under the pretext of, "I'm just taking care of myself." But if we examine it psychologically, self-care isn't about consumption, but about balance. If you're feeling insecure, shopping might lift your mood for a moment, but does it address the root of the problem? Not always. So it's crucial to understand. Self-care isn't an escape, but a genuine self-care. Professionally, in psychology, self-care is defined as any deliberate activity to take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health. The key word is deliberate activity, an activity that's done intentionally for the long term, not just for the sake of it. This means that self-care can be as simple as getting enough sleep, eating nutritious food, or simply saying no when you're truly tired. So, if someone says self-care has to be fancy, that's a myth. Now, let's debunk some forms of self-care that are often overlooked but actually have a big impact. Having the courage to say no is self-care. Imagine if you always said yes and you'd end up burning out. Have you ever realized that after 3 hours of scrolling, your mood actually drops? Reducing screen time can be much healthier than buying a new gadget. Journaling, therapy, or simply talking to yourself about what you're feeling is far more powerful than simply masking your feelings. Small, consistent things, drinking enough water, stretching for 5 minutes, or just going outside for a bit of sunshine. These are all forms of real self-care.
Gen Z, including perhaps you watching right now, lives in a fast-paced era. Everyone is showing off their success on TikTok, showing off their vacations on Instagram. So it's easy to feel like self-care has to be Instagrammable. But believe me, true self-care is often invisible. No one uploads photos of themselves getting 8 hours of sleep every night. No one creates content journaling while crying in their room. In fact, that's what makes them mentally more stable. The next question: if self-care is actually simple, why do so many people fail to be consistent? The answer is habit. Our brains love to look for quick fixes, something that instantly makes them happy. But self-care requires discipline and awareness. Practical tips you can start today. Choose one small thing you can do every day. For example, a 10-minute walk without gadgets. Write down 3 things you're grateful for before bed. Set time limits for work, study, and rest. Simple, but the impact is extraordinary. So, the next time you hear the word self-care, don't immediately think of impulsive purchases or expensive treatments. Remember, self-care is about taking care of yourself in a sustainable way. If you're still struggling with stress, anxiety, or burnout, start small. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to post your every move on social media. True self-care is about respecting yourself. If you found this video to be insightful, don't forget to like and share it with your friends, because who knows, they might also need a reminder that self-care isn't about prestige, but about health. And if you want more tips on mental health, mindfulness, and emotional healing, subscribe to Soul and Care. Remember, your soul is precious, and taking care of it isn't an option, it's a necessity.